Thank you for joining me for some Yin today. So this session of Yin, I meant to say session of Yin as if it makes that much sense. But this session, I'm going to be working deep into the hips. We're going to get into some dragon poses tonight. So the dragon poses are arguably the most fiery. And when we're in these poses, we need to connect with the breath big time, and we can watch the journey of the breath become more fiery, which is kind of where it gets its name from. But stay with it, kind of stay the course as much as you can. You can, of course, pull up from a stage that we go into, but stay the course. So enjoy. I want us to come into tonight's mudra, today's mudra, and you're going to cross your fingers. And it's almost like they're like a trestle. So it's like you tilt your fingers upwards and bring the hands onto the chest, thumbs poke up towards the sky. Close the eyes. And I want you to really feel the chest and the breath work into the palms of your hands. And it's almost like you're pressing the hands into your chest here. We can feel the work of breathing. And exhale. And this mudra, Vajrapadama, is about unshakable trust. And how kind of staying the course becomes something we can relate to and repeat to ourselves, having this trust in whatever is going on. Somehow, some way. And in order for us to grow, then we need to accept the past and the present for exactly as they are. In order for us to step up and improve, comes so much trust and acceptance. Whatever it is that you're working through right now, if we were just to throw in the towel and turn around from all the hard work that we've done, would be a real shame. And of course, changing our mind and changing a slight direction doesn't mean that you're turning around. Stay with this breath. And there's something comforting about holding yourself, actually having your hands on your own body. That you are with yourself the whole way through this. Take one final breath in. As you breathe in, think about the ribs opening out to the side, to the back, to the front, from the ground to the sky. Exhale it all out. Bring your hands onto your thighs. And we'll take it into our next stretch right now. So if you have a brick, if you have some books, if you have something that you can use as a brick, like a shoebox or a Tupperware box, then bring that with you right now. You're going to place that brick to the outside of your right knee and slightly in front of it. Then place your right fingertips high upon the brick and turn the left palm open upon the left thigh. Take a moment here. If you need to adjust your seat, if you need to grab some pillows and sit on top of them, then do so. Remember, we want to lengthen and grow rather than kind of slumping down and sinking into the ground. Try and support the sit bones to support the rest of the body. And as you're here, up on your fingertips with a lift in the armpit, drop the left ear over the left shoulder. Stretch down the right side of the neck. And I encourage you to close the eyes for all of the practice, for as much of it as you can. Setting the pace of the practice right now. And so often learning to trust is quite scary. Feels like you're kind of giving over the want to control. And as much as we control how we view something and how we feel in a certain moment or how we choose to react, there are some things we cannot control. And when we can't control something, we may become fearful. But without that bit of fear and without working through that fear, probably comes no change at all. So stepping into that feeling and stepping into the fear and the discomfort is going to allow us to come out the other side. We might not always feel strong. We might not always feel sure. But it is progress. But it is a feeling. And all of them are worthy and have complete value in your life. Even the really, really rubbish ones. You're going to keep your head where it is, drop your chin slightly forward, and move the right hand and this brick to the back right corner of the mat. Stay high upon your fingertips and turn the palm open to face the middle of the room. And no matter how many times you do this particular pose, this particular exercise on the neck, you still feel it. Maybe it's this 10 minutes of the week that you do the same thing. But all the other minutes might lead to this point where you really need it. And now start to rotate this palm up and down, back and forward, but move in slow motion. If you want to wiggle the fingers or rotate the wrist and the shoulder, then take that movement, take it consciously with awareness. Watch how every directional change that you choose has a bit of a knock-on effect somewhere else. Then turn the right palm to face the back of the room, bend the right elbow and wrap the arm around the back of you. Grab hold of your left elbow, pull the left arm a little bit closer and towards the waist, and then re-drop the left ear over the left shoulder. Lower your chin all the way towards the collarbone. Breathe your ribs back into your right forearm behind you. And for this final minute, we work into that same side. Take a final breath in where you are here. Final exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Release your hands. Bring your hands onto your knees, onto your thighs. Drop your chin to your chest. Big breath in. Fill the back of the body. Big sigh out through the mouth. And then move the brick over to the other side, or if you've got another brick, you can place it there. Come up onto your left fingertips, turn the right palm open upon your right thigh, and then lower the right ear over the right shoulder. Drop your chin forward slightly and feel the stretch make its way down the left shoulder, the left arm, elbow, forearm, down to the palm and the fingertips. Enjoy these moments of stillness, of simplicity. And very often during a yin practice, it feels like you're peeling off the armor upon which we kind of cocoon ourselves in and we hold ourselves in. And with that armor, we don't allow ourselves to move as much deeply from within and then externally in our lives. If there's something that's feeling a little bit more stagnant, then we need to remove that armor. What is it that is holding us back? What part of ourselves is not letting that go? And you're going to leave the head where it is and move your left hand and the brick to the back left corner of the room. Come up onto your fingertips and then turn the palm to face the middle, to face forward. Draw your fingers downwards. And I want you to imagine someone is holding that left hand and trying to pull the hand slightly further and further away from the midline of your body. Try and slow down the exhales and relax the jaw, the tongue, the teeth, the skin. And if you want to move this left hand, please do so, but move in slow motion. And we notice with every change comes a reaction. And then turn the left palm to face the back of the room. So we've got internal rotation happening in our left shoulder. Bend the left elbow. Wrap the arm around the back of you and grab hold of the right elbow crease. Drop the right ear again over the shoulder and lower the chin towards the collarbones. For the final minute, you stretch out the left side of the neck one more time. Anytime you need to release anything out through the mouth, please do. It's part of that de-armoring that we're doing. This incredible washing or flushing effect that we may have from our big vocal exhale. Take a final breath in here where you are. Exhale, release the arms. Bring your hands again down onto your thighs. Drop your chin to your chest. Breathe in through to the back of the body. Exhale, drop the shoulders. You're going to stay here for one more minute. And we're going to work into eagle arms. So Garandasana, eagle arms. So with eagle, I want you to cross one arm over the other. It doesn't matter which one you do. One arm goes on top. And then you're going to bring the backs of the hands to touch, or you can take the palms to touch if you want to take that double hook, if you can get it around the wrists. Then you want to press the backs of the hands or the palms together into one another and pull the elbows forward. So I'm showing you from the side. I'll also show you from I'm showing you from the front. I'll also show you from the side. So from here, keeping the elbows forward, drop the chin slightly and try and push back through the space of your shoulder blades a little bit more. Pressing the hands into one another. Exhale, slowly release. Take it to the other side. Cross the other arm on top. Press the backs of the hands or bring your palms together, whatever works for you. Lift the elbows forward and up. Drop your chin down. Breathe further out through the back of the shoulders. One more breath in here. Exhale, release the arms. Roll the shoulders. And then we're going to take it into a rebound pose first. We lie straight down on our backs, and then we're going to go into dragon. So move your equipment to the side. Bricks, straps, pillows, whatever you've got going on tonight. And then lower yourself down. Legs long, arms out by your sides, palms open. And you may even feel this from sitting cross-legged that you get this kind of real tingliness that runs down the legs. This is a moment for us to rebound, to reset. And start to move the fingers and the toes. It's great to give yourself the permission just to lie down and be still sometimes. Squeeze the knees up and towards your chest. Now you can roll to one side, or you can press yourself all the way up. And we're going to take it into dragon now. So we're going to work with the right leg forward and the left leg back. You're definitely going to want to have some cushioning under the back knee. So dragon looks pretty much just like a lunge. So with this, set the pillows up, and you're also going to want to have one of your bricks or your brick alternatives. And you're going to have that brick up the front of the mat. So we're going to go right foot forward, left knee down onto those pillows, or if you have a bolster, use the bolster instead. So now your right foot is forward. The brick is next to the right foot, because we're going to get to that moment. First of all, we're going to stay in stage 1. Now there's going to be about 5 stages to this pose. So we are in this position for a really long time. So stay with your breath. Don't rush it. And if you want to pull back from a stage, or you want to stay in a stage, then please do so. So first of all, placing the hands kind of on your body. What happens when you tuck the tailbone under? So like a little bit of a tilt under of your pelvis. So you're kind of pulling the pelvis forward. And hopefully you feel this sensation that runs up the back leg, or the front of the back leg even. So you can also, with the back toes, tuck or point. It's completely up to you what you prefer. I quite like to tuck them at first, and then I point them halfway through, and I'll cue that as well. So then relax the pelvis slightly here, and then lean ever so slightly forward. Now know that you're not kind of just completely collapsing. So you want to be able to pull yourself back a little bit. We're going to start with the hands on the front thigh, or if you prefer to rest the forearms down, that's up to you as well. So stage 1, close the eyes. Spread the toes out wide of both of your feet. And what's great about this pose is you're getting hip extension of the back leg, and you're getting hip flexion of the front leg. So we're getting a little bit of both, a little bit of everything here. And as we know, there's so much that happens within the hips. And also that the fact that it's combining the upper and the lower extremities together pretty much. And it's this center of gravity. And there's a hell of a lot that's going on. So if you're feeling something new or you're feeling something that's a familiar, not necessarily issue, but something that's kind of going on in your body, then it's no surprise that hips are complex. Be kind with it. Again, as always, never feel that you have to rush anything or you have to push or force anything. So now you can stay in stage 1 for a little bit longer if you wish. Otherwise, you can bring your hands down onto this brick. Now the brick, or whatever you're using, may have a few different settings of height. So you decide which is best for you right now. You're going to bring both of your hands down onto it on the inside of the right leg, and then squeeze this right leg up close against the right tricep, the back of the arm, the side of the arm. And you're still tucking the back toes if you're opting for that. Pull the crown of the head forward. And what I want you to make sure of is that you're not collapsing the chest, that you're not winging the shoulder blades, that you are still able to kind of push the floor away. And make sure that you're not pulling the chin forward too harshly so that you're kind of creasing the back of the neck too much. You can pull the chin down. And always imagine the skull to be an extension of the spine. You may be feeling right now how the breath has already become a little bit deeper or a little bit more fiery. Stick with it. Anytime it calls for a big dragon's breath, then you do what you need to do. Now stage 3 is you ditch the brick and place your hands straight to the floor. So place the hands straight down, spread the fingers wide. Keep squeezing your right leg up against the right arm or shoulder. Push the floor away, pull the crown of the head forward, and then if you are tucking the toes, see what happens now by pointing them. So press the back of this left foot into the floor, and you almost want to imagine like someone is holding the foot and trying to pull the foot away. Really give yourself the permission to close your eyes, to move further than just physically through this pose. Now you're more than welcome to stay where you are. You're welcome to pull back a stage. Or you can take it into stage 4. You bring your brick back. Again, whatever height of the brick works for you. And you're going to bring your forearms onto the brick. Press the hands into one another. Maybe even allow the head to bow. Keep squeezing your right leg up against your right shoulder. Keep that point of connection nice and strong. Let the exhales really escape from the mouth. Let it go. And this is one of those postures that I find relates so well to Vajrapranama Mudra, the unshakable trust. There's those moments in this pose that you think, I can't do this, I have to go back. I can't stay. And it's about staying that course, changing it up a little bit if you need to, knowing that you have the ability to adapt and to adjust, but you are strong enough to get through this. So now that all being said, if you need to adapt, if you need to adjust and you want to bring it up onto your hands, up to you. Otherwise, if you are going further down, then you can lower the forearms straight to the floor of the stage 5. Now this might happen for 10 seconds, it might happen for 1, it might happen for the full minute. It's completely up to you. Keep spreading the toes out wide, keep hugging the right thigh in towards your shoulder. Breathe wide through the back of the body and let it all out through the mouth. This is when we're going to get that change. This is when we're going to get the movement. We're going to get that release. Take one more breath in where you are. And on this exhale, walk your hands back up to center. And we're going to take a slight twist here. Now, everybody with your brick or whatever you're using, take that brick slightly out to the left and place your left hand onto it. So there's a bit of height. And then I want you to turn your right toes out. So you've got external rotation in your hips. We're changing that up a little bit. And you're going to place your right hand onto the juicy part of your right thigh. You turn, you twist your upper body towards the right leg. And either stay here as you sort of lift the chest very subtly and slightly up towards the sky, or you can bring your right hand to behind your head, support the head into the hand, and take this twist from here. And maybe you feel a great stretch down the right armpit across the chest as you try and poke the elbow further up towards the sky. If you've got your hand behind your head or your hand onto your thighs, slowly bring your right hand down. Now tuck the left toes. And you're going to move very slowly. However, this will probably be the quickest that you can move. You're going to start to send your bum back towards that left heel. And as you do that, you begin to straighten your front knee. And we're going to come into a more passive Ardha Malasana. Ardha Hanuman. Completely different there. So now flex the right foot, spread the toes. If you need your brick underneath your hands here, then that's totally fine to have some height. Keep the right foot flexed. This is going to be a good release. We're going to get into the back of the leg now. And then you can point the left toes and begin to sit your bum a little bit further down onto the heel. Keep the right foot flexed. Anybody that has the brick and even wants to place the brick around the sole of the foot and reach for the brick itself, you may do, absolutely. Otherwise, hands can maybe be on the floor. You can drop your head. If anyone wants to use their brick a different way, you can drop the forehead down onto it instead. Find a position here that works for you. Just allow the body to kind of round forward slightly. Let it all go. Very slowly start to lift the head. Lift the chest. Move your bricks to the side. And just shift the weight slightly forward. Lower the right toes down. And then you're going to bring your right leg back. And we're going to come into a rebound pose here. So move all of your equipment to the side. Lie down on your back. Close your eyes, rest yourself here, and just let all the blood rush back into your legs. Well done. Take that full minute for yourself here. And it's within these moments that we feel the after effect of being in that position for 10 minutes. We feel the magic of the pose right now. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Feel like you're being pulled long from end to end. Exhale, hug your knees to your chest. Either roll over to one side or rock yourself all the way up. And we're going to take it into dragon on the other side. I'm going to flip myself around, but you stay exactly where you are. So now bring the pillows back. Middle of the mat. Take your brick forward with you, and you're going to go for the left foot forward, right knee on the bolster or the pillows. Tuck the right toes. Spread the left toes out wide. And sit up nice and tall. So first of all, make sure that the left knee is kind of directly on top of the ankle. By the way, it's totally fine if the knee does kind of surpass the toes a little bit. It's totally fine. And then from there, place your hands on your body and tuck the tailbone under slightly, just a little bit. And feel that kind of response in the front of the back leg. And then relax it out slightly. Shift the weight a touch forward, not completely. And with stage 1, place the hands onto the thigh, maybe forearms down, however you feel is best for you right now. Kind of mentally preparing yourself for the next 10 minutes. And you can stay in stage 1 a little bit longer if you wish. Otherwise, come down. Stage 2, hands onto your brick. Whatever height of the brick is best for you right now, both your hands to the inside of the front leg. Tuck the back toes, spread the front toes. Push the floor away. So again, catch yourself out if you begin to just get a bit lazy here and drop the chest. Push the ground away. Think about the head being an extension of the spine. Long off the neck. Breathe deeply into your belly. You can stay here a bit longer if you wish, or come down to stage 3 on your hands. Spread your fingers wide, hug your left thigh up against your left shoulder. Push the ground away, spread your fingers out wide. Come back into that thought of unshakable trust. Trust this process. And if you want to point the toes, if you've not done so already, untuck the toes, point the foot, press the back of the right foot into the floor. Now you're welcome to take a different stage, one that we've already done, or you can bring your brick back and come into stage 4. Whatever height of the brick, again, works best for you. Lower your forearms to the brick. Left leg squeezes next to the left shoulder. Again, notice if the breath is getting fiery, and really exhale out through the mouth whenever you need. And it's the extension of the back leg that's really important for us as we get older, as that's one of the moves that decreases the fastest and first. So being able to take a long stride is really dependent on how your hip flexors are doing. So how you can extend the back leg forward, not necessarily how far you can step the front foot. So extend the back leg back behind you. And this is one of those movements which we don't often spend a huge amount of time in. We have a real focus in yoga to stretch the back of the legs, to stretch the hamstrings, and we sort of really build the muscles of the front of the leg. And we almost need to do the opposites from time to time, of course. We need to build the muscle in the back of the leg and stretch the front of the leg. So kind of flipping the norm. Now, if you want to pull back even further, come up again and bring your hands onto the brick, totally fine too. Otherwise, if you want to go lower, you bring your forearms to the floor, stage 5. And you may experience something a little bit different on this side. So it's really normal to notice or to go through a slightly different journey from left to right. And there's no judgment, there's no real comparison. They are two different things. And we're not born symmetrical. So those of you that are really quite low down, you can start to walk your hands back up to center. And we're going to take that slight twist. You're going to take your brick and the right hand over quite far to the right. And then you're going to bring your left hand onto the left thigh as you gently turn the left toes slightly outwards. Anybody that prefers to take the left hand behind the head, you can go for that there. Open the armpit, lean back slightly. There's a bit of a contraction in your right butt cheek, which you might want to take here. Exhale, let go of the head, let go of the thigh. Bring your left hand to the floor. And you might want to tuck the back toes, which will help you kind of spring back very slowly. So your bum is going to travel towards the right heel. And of course, you can bring your brick with you. Flex the left foot. Feel that release going into a completely different position. Tilt your tailbone back, chest forward. And it's that great release in your right hip flexor here. And then we can start to take it into a slightly more passive Hanuman. You can point the right toes and start to sit your bum down onto the right heel. Ease yourself down. Bricks can be used to go underneath the forehead or around the left foot if you are happy there, or you can always just place the hands onto the floor. Think about the length of your spine here. And then you can gently round it forward ever so slightly. And the posterior chain, the back of the body starts, the muscles in the back of the body start with the muscles in the sole of the foot. So it is quite nice to focus on pulling that ball of the foot back, toes towards the face. Couple more breaths where you are. Slowly begin to lift the head, lift the chest. You're going to shift the weight forward and plant the sole of the left foot to the floor. Bring the hips up. And then release. You're going to come into your rebound. Get rid of the pillows, bolsters, anything else that you've got right there. And lie yourself down again. Legs long, arms wherever you want them to be. Close the eyes, rest here. Let it out through the mouth. Start to move the fingers and the toes. You're going to stay lying on your backs here, and we're going to just finish off the legs. I want you to pull your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the fingers around the right shin or knee, and gently rock from side to side. Rock your hip from side to side, and you work the thigh bone around the hip socket a little bit here. So it might feel a little bit raw from what we've been doing beforehand, and that's normal. We're going to come into a half happy baby right now. So if you want to just keep circling the ankle, wiggle the toes, do what you got to do there. And so with half happy baby, you're going to grab the outer edge of the right foot with your right hand. Bend the right knee and let the right thigh open out to the side, and you're going to shine the sole of the foot up towards the sky. Now try and keep this right shoulder down. And I always like to connect the right arm, so like the outside of the right arm, to the inside of the right leg. Rather than sort of having it, in a weird position, you are kind of gluing the two limbs together, and they're working together to open and hold, restrict a little bit, so that you don't just kind of flop all the way out. Now it also helps to have the left arm go out wide to the side. From here, I want you to start to kick your right heel up towards the sky. Only as far as you can keep hold of the right leg, and it's more on that central line, so it's not going out to the side, it's going straight up. Now, some people may be able to straighten the leg completely, others not so much. You keep hold of the foot and you kick the heel up towards the sky. Then I want you to pass the foot over to the left hand. So actually the left hand here is going to grab the outer edge of the right foot. So you're going to crossing over and take your right arm out wide to the side. Then I want you to send your right leg over to the left side of the room. Eventually you might want to let go of the foot, and you can always hold the shin, the calf, the knee, whatever works best for you right now. Now, I like to use lots of props underneath the right leg. So I'm going to have both of my pillows and a brick go underneath this right leg here. Keep the right shoulder down, and we're working into the outside of the right butt cheek and down the thigh into the IT band, the TFL, all these quite complex, very busy muscles in the body. Glute medius. Try and keep the right foot really flexed, spread the toes. Feel how even just by activating the little toe, you can get a little bit more out of this. If you bring your right hand onto the right hip, without forcing or pushing, I want you to gently direct the right hip about a millimeter to a centimeter further away from the chest. So it's like you're trying to lengthen the waist, the space between the rib cage and the hip. And you may feel it's a massive difference. Others may not feel anything at all. But it's a case of like pushing the right hip away from the body. So you can kind of over-exaggerate pulling the right hip in, rolling it up, and then tilting it all the way down. Let the belly breathe fully. Now, anyone that wants to take a cat pulling its tail for 1 minute, you're going to stay in this position. Now, this isn't for everybody, but if you do want to go for it, you bend the left knee. And you're going to lift the head, the chest, the shoulders up so you can grab the left foot with the right hand. Now, I get cramp almost every time I do that. So if you also feel anything crampy, you release it. Let the muscle be long. Try not to contract it. And you can try again. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's all right. But cat pulling its tail is all about you getting into the front of the thigh. So you're kind of imagining pulling that left knee more into the center of the mat. Again, you're not forcing anything. But this can be just what the doctor ordered if this is what you want. Otherwise, you stay where you were. Take one more breath in where you are. Those of you holding the left foot, let go of it. And then very, very slowly lift the right leg up on its own, all the way up to the sky. And slowly lower your right leg long down the mat. Lie the legs long, let the blood rush down into the leg. And actually from there, I do want you to bend the knees and plant the feet to the floor. And place your hands into the tops of your thighs. Push into the tops of the thighs. Push away, and maybe you have that little release in the lower back. And then release the arms down by your sides. Now you stay where you are. I'm going to flip myself around just because it's better for the camera view. But you stay on your backs and you're going to pull your left knee in towards your chest. Hug your left thigh up against your belly and your chest. If you need to rock it out slightly, please do. Work around the hip socket here. Already, if you know that you want lots of props, you can always place the props to the other side of the mat. And then we're going to take it into half happy baby. You're going to send your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Bend the left knee, but kick the heel a little bit further up towards the sky. And remember, you want to keep the arm and the leg glued together. Right arm is going to go out wide to the side, over to your right. And you can start to rock it from side to side here. You're going to try and keep hold of the left foot as you are, but start to kick the left heel straight up towards the sky. As far as you can, kick the heel up. If there's a shake in the leg, that's totally fine. Spread the toes out wide, work into the sole of the foot. And then you're going to cross your right hand over to the outside of your left foot and take your left arm out wide to the side, crossing it over. And then from there, you're going to start to send your left leg over to the right side of the room, cross the body. And remember, you can let go of the leg anytime you want, or you can keep hold of it. Now you've got those props hopefully by your side, or you can bring them there now. Let the left leg fall onto those props. Keep both of the shoulders down. Work into the side of your left leg. Spread the toes, even that little one. Now you can stay where you are, or place your left hand onto your left hip and direct the hip and the thigh a little bit further away from the ribs. So you're trying to lengthen the waist. And you can kind of play around with lifting that hip up a little bit and then directing it down. So you kind of understand that movement in your body, the hip tilts. And for the final minute, you can stay there or go for your cat Pilates tail. Bend the right knee, catch the right foot with the left hand. Yeah, a bit of a cramp there. Try and position the right knee so it goes a little bit further into the center of the mat, left shoulder down, head back. Final minute here. And those of you holding the right foot, slowly let go of it. And try to lift your left leg on its own all the way up towards the sky to release the leg. And lower the left leg long down the mat. Now we're going to come into our Shavasana right now. I'm going to offer a couple of different Shavasanas that you might want to try. If you've got bolsters or you've got pillows, then you can bring those guys underneath your knees and lie the legs over the top of them, slightly elevated in the legs. Or I'm going to give you the option to be in a reclining seat in a way. If you're gonna go for a reclining seat, you're gonna want some bricks or books or whatever you've got to go towards the head end of the mat. And then place your pillows, your bolster on top of them. And then you can bring your bum to the base of the pillows or bolsters. You can bring the soles of your feet together, let the knees open, or you can go the opposite way, feet wide, knees together, or lie your legs long down the mat. And then sort of melt into these pillows or bolsters, palms open by your sides, close the eyes. And take the final few minutes here in your Shavasana of choice, and I'll guide you out shortly. Soak it all up, take it all in. And let that aftermath, right, from all of these deep, deep hip and leg poses take place right now. Start to deepen the breath. Rest into your awareness of it. And rest into the awareness of your whole body, from your fingers to your toes, from front to back and side to side. Start to move your fingers and move your toes. And eventually, in whatever way is best for you, you can start to extend the legs or bend the knees in. You can roll to one side, you can lift yourself up. Take a few breaths to take yourself there. You can keep the eyes closed. Peel yourself into a comfortable seat to close your practice in the middle of the mat. And once you're there, we're going to come back into Vajrapradama Mudra. So interlace the fingers but open the palms. And bring your hands to your chest, thumbs poke up towards the shoulders or up towards the sky. Breathe into the palms. Feel the heartbeat, feel the skin. Big exhale through the mouth. unshakable trust, forever learning what that means to us, how to do it. It is always a journey. It doesn't just happen overnight or because you ask it to. We put in the work. Allow yourself to go towards that fear, that change. And bring your hands together, dip your chin down, take a real humble bow to yourself, to your practice, to whatever it is that is going on. And take a final breath in together. And a final breath out. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope your legs and your hips feel something. I won't tell you how they're meant to feel or should feel or anything else like that. It's all personal to you. But I hope they feel something. If you ever want to get in touch with me, please do. I always like to hear from you. Thank you for your support. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Take care.